the new Parkway Theater, where good food, diverse entertainment, and community create a place for everyone. Check out www.thenewparkway.com.
You are listening to High School 510, where sports is the plane, comedy is the pilot, and the sweet Jeeba is our jet fuel. Please sit back and enjoy the ride.
I also think it's ironic that, and Todd, I love you, Jared starts his segment called Brothers in Baseball, but he never asks my opinion or Brandon's opinion or anything that Aaron wants to say about it. He's like, let's get Pablo and Todd to talk about brothers. you just shut the fuck up for 30 minutes, all right?
Listen here, Kimbo Half Pie. I am over here trying to have an appropriation of whiteness to explain the greatness of blackness.
You know how this works, Adarius.
You better shut up. I know how this works. It's all good.
Todd, are there any other players?
No, I'm going to shout out Alberto Clemente, man.
Always. Aaron, your team is doing terrible today. You do have a lot of white players on your team now.
According to Jared, that's probably the reason I'm doing bad.
Remember, we were talking about me cutting you off last week and running you off the show. We thought you might be boycotting the show this week.
Well, I thought about it. I'll walk right in the living room. I said, Nicole, this is my last show.
You can't boycott the show that you own.
Pedro, you got to understand how Jared was cutting them off last week.
I missed that part.
Brady couldn't get a word in. He kept trying.
No, Jared was like, you have to say this exact way with these exact words or it don't make sense. And I was like, well, that's the definition of a bad argument. If I have to use these exact words this exact way.
I was still in my supreme leader mode too, so I was coming out.
Yeah, I want to show you guys something. So this was supposed to be a Christmas gift for the family, and I didn't get a chance to get it.
You got an arcade game?
Yeah.
Oh, you finally got it?
Finally got it.
What game is that?
It's all kind of games. It's basically.
Can you stand next to it so I can see how tall it is? I'm talking about with your camera not on your hand.
You got a computer, man. You know this, man.
I can't. Yeah, I got the computer.
Yeah, those are short, man. The ones for like Costco.
Yeah, the Costco.
Yeah, but this one is a little taller than the one that's in Walmart.
Okay. Did you get a jail?
I can stand up. Come on. You can stand up, and it's got like pinball paddles. And I got to learn. Well, I was going to go online to see if the pinball paddles were supposed to touch the sensor or not, because they came with spacers and no instruction.
That's cool.
Is that NBA Jam, nigga? What is that?
So you guys don't understand what this means to Pedro. When we were young, he used to go to the gas station. This is not exaggeration. Gas station on Florence. He will pump people's gas for quarters and then go across the street to the liquor store and play arcade. Not an exaggeration. I ran into Pedro many a times going with my family to get gas. Of course, they didn't pay him shit, which is funny because they had me to pump the gas. But he would ask people, can I pump your gas for a quarter? And then he started working for this dude named Mr. Jeffries, who would pay him to do like work around his house.
Mr. Jeffries.
I always wondered, was Mr. Jeffries, Pedro, do we need to sign you up for a therapist? Because I was like, Mr. Jeffries was like,
is that the same dude who all these young black men keep disappearing or ODing with? They got fakes with them.
Like this, he kind of reminded you of the dude that on Different Strokes when Arnold and Dudley went to the bike shop. He reminded you of that. But Pedro would go and Pedro would clean this dude's drains, storm drains.
Sound like you're cleaning more than just a storm drain.
Pedro, he'll be cleaning, breaking the yard and be like, Pedro, how much did Mr. Jeffries pay you? He was over there for like 4 hours. And what would you get, Pedro?
About 75 cents.
Yo, Pedro, did Mr. Jeffries ever tell you to put your mouth on this storm drain?
Did he ever?
No, but he did say, hey, drink. I want you to drink from that water fountain real slow like.
Man, I'm thirsty. Might as well have some of this booty sweat I got back in Da Nang.
Pedro, you know everyone in here? Armin?
No, I'm trying to just tell you to introduce me. I think have we met Armin?
No, we haven't, man. How you doing? It's good to
How
meet
you doing, brother?
Much love to you, man. I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Glad to have you on the show.
Yeah, yes, indeed. It's always nice to be on.
All right.
Pedro?
No, I don't know Todd. I don't know Todd Wagner. I don't know him. Never talked to him.
Hey,
One and only.
we need to get the Hulk Hogan Cyclone blender, whatever the shit was.
I forgot. I switched the back.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, you're supposed to buy the
Where is it at? Oh, here it is.
Oh my God, man! I didn't realize you cut up anything.
background.
Hulk Hogan, that was a stupid move. I mean, even if you you to go back in time and someone said, "Hey man, which one of these you want? This Cyclone blender or this little grill that you could cook inside your house and not have to heat up the oven?" It's like common sense would tell you the grill was better than the than a damn mixer, a small.
It's not even a blender.
Mixer. Yeah, it's not a blender.
It's got one blade. It's off balance.
I don't think it's a blade. It's
like a little
loops.
plastic crown looking.
It's plastic.
It just spins everything together really fast.
You look like you put anything hard or frozen in there. That sucker will break.
That was game over.
It'll probably come out the glass too.
You got some plastic loops.
I'd be shocked if that was a glass container.
It'd be like super high quality, like heat resistant.
Man, the George Foreman grill, though, man, she was ubiquitous, man. Every damn college student ever. It's like a binder.
Yeah, I love how most people threw away the little grease trap. Yeah, I was like,
actually,
man,
that was the shit that turned me off about it, because that shit was just disgusting to me in like a closed environment. I was like, man, I don't want to have a little grease all up in my little nasty ass room.
Yeah, shout out to my roommate Charles W for losing the trap finder, and that shit just always just
was
leaking.
He doing setting up foil or something to catch the grip?
Sometimes it's a foil, sometimes it was on top of a plate.
Was he straight for cocaine?
Jarrett, you're the kind of Jarrett.
I think he just lost it. Just got tired of watching that little shitty thing.
Jarrett, you're the kind of guy that would have put the foil on top of the George Foreman grill on the inside.
I would have cut slits in it too.
He don't get the lines.
Also, shout out to people's wife that couldn't cook with the George Foreman grill.
Yeah, come on. I like how they tried to have then like the next iteration. It inspired new things. And they started having like, well, the panini grills were already kind of a thing, but then they started having like quesadilla presses and makers like that.
Well, now they got the George Foreman barbecue grill.
Like it's a full size barbecue.
It's huge.
And is it electrical base? It's not
electrical base.
Okay. Well,
you haven't seen it? That actually looks like a decent. Fine.
I hope they got a long ass cord for it, and they ain't like, like the worst thing is when they say these nice appliances and they got like a 2-foot cord to plug it in, and so no matter what that thing is, you got to put it right by a wall or have a big ass extension cord for it. I'm like, just build it like a 6 to 8 foot cord on some of these appliances that you want to be able to have in more specific locations, not having to have that shit up against the house and shit. Well, y'all ready to start the show?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, man, I don't know if I'm going to make it 4 hours today in this 90-degree room. But
I was going to say the same thing.
Where's your fan? Where's your fans at?
A fan, come on.
My fan goes where my pregnant wife goes. So, you don't really get to argue about that.
That's when you buy another fan. we got to hook you up, man. I'm gonna get you one of these floor fans. One fan, yeah. It's like a one TV household. You living in the 80s right now with only one fan.
All huddled up.
Yeah. You need to put a little bowl of ice behind it so it's in the cool air atmosphere and blows it out. I don't know if that actually works, but I always thought it should. Or you just take some ice packs and put them in your armpits, Brandon. That's how they keep people when people go in shock. Yeah. It's physics, man. All right, well, let's see. Armin, I need a letter.
Let's go with A.
Hey. Brandon, do you have a good A word?
Aardvarks, arrogant.
Argyle.
Aquarius.
Asheville.
Let's see.
Arthur Ashe.
Acrimonious.
Aquaman.
Antifa. Ashy Larry. Ashy Larry.
Anti-coon.
Brandon's trying to be the anti-coon.
It's on my house.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to the High Score 510 podcast. You can catch us at High Score 510 on the Instagram, the Twitter, and the YouTube, and on all podcast platforms except for Spotify, because they still ain't shit, in my opinion. And they banned us.
Yeah, y'all need to kiss and make up.
You can also email the show at highscore510.fans@gmail.com. And we are here with...
This is Aaron Grayson, also known as AG3, coming at you faster than a divorce lawyer trying to get Dr. Dre's ex-wife's phone number.
You know, wow, I look good. Look more. Look at me on that.
Look at that.
I'm handsome. Now I can see why I got so many kids. Texas El Paso, I'm telling you, man, I went to Jaguars last night. I love the ladies here.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so again, not family entertainment
Somebody
necessarily.
gonna get pregnant. Somebody gonna get pregnant while I'm in town. 2 days, watch.
Somebody is. She's seeking $2 million a month in spousal support.
She
a month per month.
Didn't he sell Beats by Dre for like $1 billion?
$2 million a month. No one should be living off of $2 million a month. No one in this world.
Yeah, man,
if that happens, we'll get another Dr. Dre album.
She's the only one that's heard it.
The kids are old. It ain't even like they got young kids. Their kids are all adults.
Man, people be struggling just to do $200 a month. And we are here with...
Hey, what's going on? This is Brandon, aka Taco Pablo. Look for a new taco spot for tomorrow. So if y'all got any spots, let me know.
Now, who sent you, nigga? Nobody sent me. Say another motherfucking word, and this shit is over. And I ain't playing, nigga.
New taco spot so long, Brandon.
That looks like one of them fancy taco spots, though, man.
Man, it looked good though. I saw it the other day.
We're getting into the $4 or $5 taco range.
Once you start getting over $2 a taco, you gotta.
No, if it's good, it's worth it. Todd, Armin, you guys eating at that spot?
There's like five tacos in there.
It looks too busy for me.
Oh, it is. I guess it's been very popular right now.
It looks nice, but it just seems like it doesn't seem like a practical place for me to go regularly. Be like, oh, this is my spot, and I'm gonna go.
Well,
I'm gonna spend $60 on tacos for 2 people.
I like those kind of tacos.
No, like I've been to a couple spots here in Oakland. Like if you go down like High Street, there's a couple of houses that just are selling tacos right now. It seems legit, and they're good. Like getting there, like if you have to park kind of far away, it's kind of a dangerous area in some parts. But yeah, the food's good. Everyone's really excited. Someone's really excited that someone that isn't in their immediate family showed up to support them. So,
and we are here with.
Hello, everyone. It's your friendly captain, Captain P Funk. Ladies, it's okay to be a little plump. Just keep it under 250. That's my max.
My 1 rep max is 250.
1 rep. That's it. You're only going up 1 time.
Enough is enough. I have had it with these monkey fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane.
That sound bad,
huh? And we are here with.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Armin. Glad to be back. Shout out to Ryan and his newborn.
Oh yeah! Shout out to Little Baby sponsorship.
Oh, congratulations!
Yeah.
I just thought about that for some reason. It just popped in my head right as I was. Anyways, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, I'm an uncle now. And here's your soundbite.
Congrats, bro.
Right? I'm gonna have VC Soldiers in the video doing the noodle legs, Damien. Hell yeah, do it. VC Soldiers doing the hip hop money hop, Damien. Woo!
It's good. I love it. Great. But I need to.
VC Soldiers doing the seizure, baby. Get it, baby. Hell yeah, get it. Cornbread.
And we are here with.
What's up, y'all? It's Todd, aka Toit, the original Tink Master. Happy to be back. Thanks for having me.
Is Darius gone?
Yeah,
Darius is always in and out because he's roaming through Narnia trying to find smoke spots.
What does that mean? I don't know what that means, but I'll take it.
Because I guess in Portland, you can't, like, there's a lot of places you're not allowed to smoke weed. In fact, you're really supposed to smoke from, like, your porch, your own property.
Okay.
All right, and here's your sound bite.
Ladies, my Mercedes. I'm the ooh child. Yeah, that's right. I don't have what LL got. I don't got biscuits. I got a loaf of bread. Come get this, ladies. You gonna eat. Come get. You hear that? Look at that. That's a mating call.
And my name is Jarrett, aka DJartt, with 2 T's for a double dose of that tink. The D is silent, so it's just Jartt.
I said, women, I'm not gay. I would not date a man. I would not carry a purse. I would not put on makeup. I will love a woman.
Well,
I'm glad you delivered.
I am delivered. This man Dars isn't here to talk about me sucking dick, so I could drop my song.
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered.
Let's get to question of the day. Question of the day. Is the proactive snitching the new norm of wokeness in America or the world? This past week, Yaya Toure was called out for sending a obscene and semi-pornographic video to teammates he was going to be playing in a charity game with. After one and then multiple people complained that it made them feel uncomfortable and they thought it was inappropriate, he then was asked not to play in the said charity game. So my question is, do you really think everyone on the thread was really taken aback and offended, or do you think some of them were saying that so they wouldn't seem like they were okay with bad behavior?
I think some of their partners must have saw the video or saw the text message and was like, they had a lot of explaining. They had to save some face. I mean, because if he did it, obviously it's part of the culture of like team soccer in probably high level Europe. That would be just my guess. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to make an excuse for him, but I think he's probably part of the culture. He's like, hey, I'm sending this to the guys, and some guys are like, oh shit, I got to get out of this. I turned them in, honey. It's a charity game. I turned them in. I mean, this is the same sport that out in Europe, soccer, where during the early days of COVID and shutdown, multiple Premier League players got fined and caught having either sex parties at their house or ordering multiple hookers to come to the house.
Yeah, most of y'all are married on here. What y'all think? I know y'all married brothers on here.
I just saw the article that Todd sent me a minute ago about this for the first time. And so I'm trying to understand exactly what happened here. Now I'm fully understanding.
So he sent out a text to his teammates being like, basically like, let's win this game. It sounded like it was in fun, but it was probably obviously distasteful. The article said it was a woman naked in a bath. And he said, if we win this, I'm going to buy all you guys one. And I apparently sent out to 19 people, maybe.
That's a big team.
You know, that's some real, like, immediate camaraderie. And, like, he's trying to build that closeness. Or maybe he didn't read the signs of the room that they weren't that close for him.
Was it like a picture from his own, was it his own photograph?
Not that I know of. I think it was it said it was a video. So I'm assuming it was at least a GIF or probably a clip from some site of a woman in a bathtub naked and him saying, if we win this game, I will pay. And, you know, he got the money. He made a lot of money playing for Man City and internationally. So it's not like he's not good for it. So maybe people thought he was real serious about it. And they're like, he might actually, it's like, we win this game. It's like, there might be somebody knocking on my door in the middle of the night with a trench coat and some high heels on. And I ain't trying to explain that to my significant other. Or I don't even know if there are women on this thread because it's a charity game.
Is he married?
I can't sit here and let you just say all married men are just gonna snitch. I just can't sit here.
Is that what Jared said?
It's like, oh man, obviously it was somebody who's married. It's gonna be.
So yeah. Explain this to me. You think that married men are vulnerable to snitching for some reason?
No, I don't think that they're vulnerable to snitching. Aaron brought up that maybe they had some explaining to do to their significant other, so they were like,
I see, yeah.
nah, because they saw it on their phone.
And I said maybe.
And so maybe that's the case, or maybe there was a woman or two on the thread, or maybe somebody just generally, one of the men or whoever it was, just felt really uncomfortable by that. But I can almost guarantee you at least one or two of those people thought it was funny or was like, whatever, didn't mind it. But then when they heard other people coming out and complaining about it or reporting it, they jumped on and be like, yeah, it made me feel uncomfortable too. And I didn't appreciate that because if you think about it, if they had just been complicit and not cared and just been like, whatever, and affirmed this joke or, this distasteful joke he was putting out there, then later on they were like, well, yeah, this person didn't even care. They didn't complain. And then people are getting mad at them. That's just what I'm extrapolating from it. And I'm trying to see if you guys think that's the case. Is this something that's going to be happening more where people who normally would be okay or not trip off of it are going to start coming forward more when they know that the group is mad about it?
You do know we're in the age of, hey, if my girl get my phone, I'm in trouble automatically. So I think they were being a little careful and precautious. Now, you know what I don't like? I don't like when dudes send me porn. I feel uncomfortable. Now, if
don't look at me because I don't send nothing. It's Aaron. Yeah, he does not send. I never send anybody anything. I don't know why. I know people think that I probably will, but I don't.
Unless it's Wesley Pipes saying something.
Hold on, bitch. My dick caught up in your fishnets and shit.
Yes. Say something funny. Like not for porn.
But other than that, like, hey, if you're a lady, you want to send me some pictures, hey, I'm fine with that. I'm not going to tell nobody. Go ahead and send me a bunch.
It sounds like you making a plug more than you talk about the subject.
Well, I'm saying that you got to be careful because now we're in a culture of your lady going through your phone, and that's the new problem. That's the new deal.
Maybe one of the guys, maybe it was just a disgusting video. And one of the guys was like, hey, man, this is too much. I got to report this fool.
Apparently there was 3 women on the thread.
Oh, yeah.
Julie Fleeting, Leanne Sanderson, and Chelsea Grimes. Also, there's like coaches and players from the other team.
Oh, because it was it's a charity game. Yeah, I'm like, this ain't even locker room culture. You haven't even been in locker rooms with these people. What was he thinking?
Maybe that's his cultural context.
Maybe he thought WhatsApp was like one of those anonymous group texts.
Isn't WhatsApp marketed as kind of like a what's it called? A particularly good security whatever system.
Secure way to message. Yeah,
that's Telegram. Telegram or like use that if you want to like have more secret or text exchange.
Yeah. WhatsApp had problems with their security for like the text messaging stuff.
There's a couple apps, where you can send messages and they delete after they've been read once or twice, basically. So that if you ever want to like do any real dirt and drug deals and other type shit, that's like perfect for you.
Or selling arms.
Well, the thing is, man, looking at this article, man, it looks like also if you're affiliated with this charity, this UNICEF charity, and I don't necessarily I have my own views on all that, but just putting those aside, I think like if you're like a professional athlete, and you have connections to these things, and then sports media gets a hold of something like this, and then it goes out, it makes sense that like a human rights charity or whatever doesn't want to necessarily have that drama associated with it. But I think that it's like, it is the hypocrisy of like the soccer world itself, because it's just like in general, I think the whole problem to me with this stuff is like publicity itself is, I feel like using publicity as a sort of form of litigation is kind of a problem. That's like public shaming. It's like whipping someone in public or something, or like caning them or something. It's like, trial by fire, humiliation. Let me just, and I think there's something for a lot of people that's appealing about that, the drama, the gossip and all that, which is why because there's millions of dollars to traffic in this kind of information. Like, okay, this dude posted this. Let's get on him about it, write a bunch of articles, gin up some stuff. Where I think that's one thing. But then the thing about what it might mean if, there's a culture of like sexual abuse or something like that going on, which I wouldn't be surprised in like a professional soccer team if you have some of these teams where you got these players who are making, because all that stuff is a function of power, man. Like, the more, and then once you get into the top 10 of European soccer, they're talking like, these guys are all extremely wealthy, so often I think that sort of culture of sleaziness just goes on, man.
Yeah, no, they probably used to, that's something that's like second nature to them. Like, hey, let's just send out this thread, let's be careless. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing.
Maybe he's like, this is how we start that camaraderie. This is how we're going to make it like a real locker room and a real team so we can get out there and play like a real team on this charity game.
I mean, athletes aren't role models inherently. That's the problem, right? We just assume that they are as a cultural thing. But they should rather have to earn that. Like recently with the strike or the attempted strike, it's like that was cool because cats earned that. I think earned a degree of, oh, hey, we're actually participating in protest or activism or whatever. But you're just assuming people are gonna do that is not necessarily the case.
Charles Barkley said he is not a role model.
Just on that stream of thought, I think there's very few things I'm going to do in public that I do amazing, right? Like you get to see them do something super amazing 82 games a year, right? And so I think that's sort of like inherent in people, like to see somebody do something amazing. I assume they're amazing at everything else. Like that's why I like people like musicians or follow musicians or follow what they have to say politically, right? Because I get to see them do this amazing thing, like either play their instrument or sing the song or put these words together in a way that I couldn't. And most people that are really great at really great thinkers or really great like social activists, you won't be able to see them do what's really unique about them, right? Because like this whole YouTube age, right? Like everyone's on the level playing field, right? So we talked about this a little bit last week or the week before, just talking about like everyone looks the same online, and like it's no real way to decipher whether or not you're somebody who's really out there doing the work or somebody who's just really just talking about it. I think when people like look to athletes, it's really just a shortcut, right? Like, oh, he's really good at this. He seems to have money, so he's figured out something that I haven't. Oh, he's figured out his career. He seems to be on a track that I haven't gotten there yet. So,
I agree. Like you see these people doing something, like you said, amazing, who are like super dope at something, and you assume that they have these skills transcend other components and talents in their life, and that might not be the case. And every once in a while, you see some really talented people who have multiple disciplines of talent. But a lot of times, especially in the way our society and system is set up, like it's become so specialized where people are focused on that one talent so much that they don't build other talents. They don't build out other talents as much as maybe they used to in the past. And that's something that I think down the road is going to be interesting to see. But I like how Yaya Toure brought up, he's like, yeah, I just want to send a message to the media. It's like, I like how you guys are bringing a lot of attention to this. I made a mistake. Basically, he said it was a distasteful joke, and he admitted and apologized that it was wrong. But then said, but the real emphasis and focus should be on this charity game in the cause. So y'all should really focus on that, basically. So what I do think is that Yaya Toure realized he didn't want to play in this game, but he also knew this game needed more eyes on it. So he's like, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a bullet for the team. What I'm going to do something distasteful and get everyone mad at me so that everyone then is talking about this game that nobody's paying attention to right now. And then this game is going to be like, a much bigger presence because there's no bad publicity, right? Conspiracy, brother.
They quote someone in the article that I'm reading right here. They don't say who it is, just some source trying to defend him, saying that none of what Yaya was saying could have come to fruition because of COVID-19. He's like, he's saying there's strict social distancing rules at the hotel, and none of this could have ever really happened.
Oh, because he would have said it in person, probably straight to the people.
Yeah.
No, but he's trying to say like he was just joking because we couldn't.
There's no way he could have brought all these escorts into the building. They would have to got tested, and
that dude's missing the point.
Yeah.
looks like Wayne Rooney might have been on the thread. Maybe he was just trying to send it.
Wayne Rooney was one of those people that
that
got in trouble for having a party during the
Maybe
shutdown.
he thought he was just sending it to Wayne Rooney.
That's
went
it,
to the
man.
whole group.
And don't forget, Wayne Rooney also got caught when his wife was pregnant, like a couple of years ago.
Stepping out on her.
He stepped out on her with some young, trashy-looking person. But she looked like a beauty queen to him. That's all that mattered. But
she looked like a Shoney's employee to him.
Showbiz employees and beauty queens. Everybody's a hero of their own story, and everybody's a beauty queen or a knight in shining armor to each other's eyes. I have no problem with that. I love that.
So I was able to get a quick little bit of the audio from the call they had with him about this, and I'll play it for you guys.
Yaya Toure?
Yeah, UNICEF called him, and they were like,
Why don't you click your heels together 3 times and go back to Africa?
The House of Representatives came out with a plan for a September vote on the marijuana decriminalization bill, also known as the M.O.R.E. Act. which stands for Marijuana Opportunity Reinvestment and Expungement Act. It was presented by Jerry Nadler. Representative Nadler. Yeah, Jerry Nadler. And the goal of it were to remove cannabis from the controlled substances list and hopefully rectify the disproportionate criminalization in minority communities of marijuana. What do you guys think about that?
No, I think it's quickly turned, right? Because like I think a lot of countries like ban whatever they want to ban, right? Like, as a group, they decide, all right, this is what we're for, this is what we're against, and for the longest time, we're against sort of like what is a controlled substance, what are we gonna let people have freely, and I think the coin has flipped on marijuana specifically in the last maybe 20-25 years, like where there's more people for it than against it. And this is part of that process. Hopefully, there's a way to sort of capture. If there's a responsible way to do it, right, to make sure that people are able to grow it themselves if they want to, it's equitable for people who are going to make money from the legalization of it or decriminalization of it. Yeah, and then also like what kind of reparations can you give to people who have been locked up for so long based on this one law that you're trying to change? It's a lot to figure out. I don't have any confidence in Congress to do it, but good step.
I think it's sad because it took. It basically took them to look at marijuana as a revenue stream before trying to move and take it off that substance list, and that's a tax stream. Marijuana has less effects and harmful effects than cigarettes and alcohol, and so it's a damn shame, crying shame. Like you said, Brandon, every country, all the lawmakers are every different places they control what's legal and what's illegal, and it's a damn shame that a lot of people are still in prison or lost, a big chunk of their lives to something that will become legal in the future or more legal federally in the future. So,
Armin, what's your take on it?
I mean, necessary, man. Necessary step for sure. Preliminary step, because a lot of the devil's in the details with these bills. Because the legislation, obviously, once you roll it out, how is it going to be rolled out? What are the particulars? Who gets compensation? Who gets how fast are you going to actually get people out of prison? What are the conditions of release? All that. Because the thing is, right now, because it's all a perspective thing. I feel like when I see these things, it's like when the COVID outbreak hit San Quentin recently. Maybe we even talked about this last time when I was on. I don't know, but when the COVID outbreak hit San Quentin, what really happened, like what led up to that, which was kind of intentional. There was you could call it negligence if you wanted to, but sometimes negligence is intentional, and so it led to a lot of people dying and being, really hurt by this virus, because obviously in those conditions are not good for any sort of epidemic, pandemic, any sort of disease outbreak. But the point I'm bringing this up is like, it depends on your perspective. Some people see that and think, damn, that's messed up. Something needs to change about that. And then, there's people with ideas about that, experts and abolitionists, activists and so on. Like ultimately, if you don't have empathy for that, a lot of people just don't care. So I think it's definitely important to get help to incarcerated populations in particular, man, because a lot of cats are locked up on some weed shit, from like just like some Jerry Brown, Gray Davis shit, man, like just been in there. They've just been locked up in there forever, doing shoe terms. That's not a negligible population either. So I feel like in general, it just depends on how you see the crisis. If you see it from an entrepreneurial perspective, it's still an urgency, right? Because there's a lot of money to be made from legalizing it. But I think that's a different kind of urgency than, a lot of cats have been really fucked over by the fact that it's been a prohibited substance at the federal level for so long. So I think it's good, man. Jerry Nadler is definitely a conservative member of the Democratic Party. And I'm not saying that as a kind of suspicious thing of the bill. I'm saying that it doesn't matter to me who has the bill, really, because if the bill does have those effects, I'm for it.
Obviously, it's a good move. It's ridiculous that marijuana is criminalized at all, let alone like in 2020. So I'm sure it's layered with all kinds of bullshit. But the one thing that makes me think it's serious is there's probably, like Armin said, probably a lot of people trying to make money off of it.
Yeah.
You got to keep those private prisons filled. I don't know. Is it California? You guys no more privatization of the prisons, right? The prison system, or how's that work?
Yeah, we got a bunch of private prisons in Arizona, in Oklahoma. I think some in Kansas, even maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. I know they're building a brand new one right down the street from me. So I know about that. But yeah, I was wondering, like my brother, God bless him, has been in the street life forever, and I'm just wondering how many charges he has for possession of marijuana or possession of selling marijuana, whatever it may be, that could like lessen his charge. So personally, for me, he's got a lot of trumped up charges, but I know him as a person, and he's took some wrong paths, but a lot of those people in there, you got to think, a lot of the people in there was just selling marijuana, and they were just trying to make a living. And now you see states in the whole state like Colorado.
I see a bunch of craft beer looking motherfuckers over here making hella bank off the weed farms now.
Right.
Like I got sleeves and flannel shirts and baseball caps. They look kind of like Todd. The beard.
Aaron's the craft beer brewer.
No, I agree, Pedro, and that's something that I think will be interesting because this expungement is in the wording of the act, the M.O.R.E Act. It's the E from the M.O.R.E Act, and I think the expungement is probably the biggest, parts of the language that they're using is that they're trying to make it a federal thing to where they're going to take it off this controlled substance list. So states can still, I think, criminalize it or have it illegal, but in a federal sense, like if it's not going to be held to that standard, then I think that's a big step in even more states which have already overturned that and are challenging the federal government by still having legalized marijuana, recreational marijuana. And I know that was a big issue for a lot of people because knowing some people who grew, if the feds came in, you couldn't do anything. State police, they weren't gonna fuck with you in California because it was legal, right? And you had your permits to grow, you're fine. But federales came, and I know a friend of mine who had his whole thing chopped down because there's a federal sting going around Mendocino County, and their little small crop relative to some of the big ass shit that's out there got taken and chopped down and just weed whacked. They basically just put it through a mulcher. It was kind of sad. So. But the expungement component of it, I think, is most important. And like for your brother, if he's going to be able to have certain charges, taken off his record, or time served is going to count based upon how they, sentence people. Maybe you'll see a lot more people able to hopefully come out free. Now, the other issue that we have to worry about and think about is just and they said it in the article, one of the senators who was talking about the bill was like kind of a restorative justice and how they're going to restore the name or the legacy or just these people who have had their whole lives changed and some destroyed.
I think that's the thing about the problem with a lot of this stuff, man, is that it's all sort of kind of compartmentalized too much in people's minds. You know what I'm saying? Because, it's like, and that's the thing about the election and stuff. People think about all the wrong. It seems like people are always talking and arguing over the wrong issues. It's like you're just arguing about bullshit often, stuff that doesn't really necessarily matter. So the things that actually matter, like healthcare and education, and real stuff that you could get that would help people's lives. Because for example, we talk about expungement, vital thing, gotta do it. If you can do it, do it. But what's the point? Not what's the point is an extreme thing. But what happens once you expunge someone's record? They go out into a workforce like the workforce that we have right now, on top of which they have the mark, the scarlet letter on their back of having been incarcerated, which is on their record, which then reduces their chances to get a job, get health care, get all the things you need. I think that's the thing. It's like the fact that things are so unstable on the outside is what creates the situations for cats to keep going inside. And then now obviously the last 30 years, there is that privatization influence on prisons. Where you have all the private prisons and stuff like that. And now it's big business. That's crazy. That's crazy. How that's worked out, but that goes hand in hand. It's when you saw this thing with Kardashian and Kanye and getting random people out of prison, which is like a good thing. Get anybody out of prison for any bullshit. It's a
Wait a
good
minute.
thing, right?
Wait a minute now. You might trigger Jared. Hold on there.
No, yeah. But it's like, right, whatever. Like they do that. But people then, and as a culture, the response to that is kind of like, oh, that's cute, that's nice, and all that. But people aren't really thinking about the issue. You get somebody out, now what? That's again when things get crazy, because life is hard. It's not just hard inside the penitentiary. Like once you've been in the penitentiary, the life you live out, in this context that we're talking about with like expungement, that's what I'm saying. So like if you're gonna have people getting their records clean and then they're going out, then there should be a way for them to also get jobs.
Jobs,
yeah.
Maybe that's part of. I think that they do have in the wording as the opportunity and reinvestment. So it's marijuana opportunity and reinvestment. So I think that part of the opportunity and reinvestment is that hopefully they're not going to just be like, oh, the opportunity, opportunity.
The feds, dog.
Come work with us. You can tell us if this person is really slanging or they just slanging on the side.
They should hook them up with well-paying jobs in the marijuana industry.
Well, that's
not just that. They should also give money. They also should get like a monthly stipend for what they should get a tax of all the time, all the money that people above them make. Yeah, all the time lost.
How many months of lost income for some BS?
They should get all that.
Hey man, they could be like Dr. Dre's ex-wife and be like, hey, I need $2 million a month. Amazon this past week got the approval from the FAA to start using drones for delivery. What do you guys think about that?
Not good.
Hopefully this is the straw that breaks the Amazon back where shit just go wrong. I've been waiting for this, and I'm wondering how many people in Alabama, in the rural country, where they could just shoot at shit, go shoot at it. I doubt it even makes it out there for though, but how many people are going to follow the drones to steal the package when it gets dropped off?
Right, you can't have a TV box like that.
Yeah,
that's a TV, dude. Get that.
What I'm gonna try and do is order the hardest and most difficult things for a drone to carry. Like I want a grand piano on this bitch.
Hey, I got news for you. They've already been testing this in Utah. I've already seen a couple of those Amazon drone delivery vans out in Moab, Utah. I guess get to different difficult spots or whatnot. A lot of manufacturers test things in Utah. I don't know if they were doing actual deliveries, but I meant to take a picture of this. I seen this just before the pandemic started.
Yeah, it's interesting. I saw that little tidbit this week, and I'm like, what does this mean? And especially in urban areas and city centers, are we going to see like just drones with boxes swooping around all day, like in the next few years, where it's going to be just.
Well, a drone shot down Paul Walker.
Come on, man. That's that damn conspiracy theory. That's that conspiracy.
Is that your conspiracy, brother, Pedro?
No. It was this nut on YouTube that put that out.
I will put that. Let me play Pedro, conspiracy brother, because that's a good one. Let's see.
Small brother, am I gonna die?
That was that nut conspiracy theory. They took that shit off.
They took it down, man. They took it off the internet fast.
They took that. They were like, they can't just nut saying stupid shit like this.
We didn't know that Paul Walker was secretly a spy for like Russian intel for the Kremlin, and the United States used one of their high beam pulses from one of those satellites up in the sky to blow his car up while he was driving 180 miles an hour in front of a school.
No, that's not what happened. That's not what happened.
That's not what he said happened.
You ain't smell no weed on me, did you?
No. The drone shot down Paul Walker because he was going to give the Illuminati up to everybody.
All right, revolution. Take care.
Yeah, some crap like that was in the thing. So, and then he tried to slow down, like, they had that little footage of like after the accident or something, or right before it, that the little highway or street footage. He tried to say, see, you can see the missile coming down right here.
Ow! I'm hit. But my vest coated, bitch. Yes, I'm alive.
It was awful.
That's crazy, man. I just saw some. What did I just see? I saw this. I couldn't believe it, man. I sent it to Todd, I think only. Maybe I sent it to the crew. About, it was like a Vin Diesel singing some fucking tribute.
Oh, he's in the
for
church?
Paul Walker.
Did you see Vin
No,
Diesel
man, it was like
singing in the
some-
church?
I did not see that, man.
When he was. When Jesus was. Oh, when he was. When Jesus was. My sins away. Oh, happy day. 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 Oh, happy day.
Oh, happy day.
What's that cat's deal, man? What's up with Vin Diesel? What's that?
Vin Diesel, man, you know, he's doing his thing. He's kind of fading out of the limelight. He's fading out of the limelight. It's right. He needs to fade out of the limelight. Oh, I got a new, I'm still working on it, Todd. We need to work on it more, but the Murtaugh method. We have a new rating system for movie stars.
When do you have time to watch movies with all these ratings?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I will say Vin Diesel's like muscled out like Tyler Perry though, man. He's rich as hell. Man. Like he owns all those Fast and Furious movies and all the spin-offs of it, and like he's like a big time producer.
For somebody so well spoken, I'm glad to see he made it.
Pedro, you failed to mention the most real part of the theory, which was that the Illuminati was murdered the film star because he discovered a birth control serum that was in medicines being sent to typhoon-stricken people in the Philippines.
Hi. What you mean hi? Like hi, yellow wanna be white?
How could I forget that? You're right. It's the most important.
I understand most people are aware of that already, but just thought we'd reiterate.
More the stories, I love them.
So drones, everyone, give your assessment, good or bad, by Amazon flying around to deliver packages. Armin, good or bad?
Very bad.
Pedro, good or bad?
If they have missiles, very good.
Todd, good or bad?
Bad.
Brandon, good or bad?
I think you're good if they stop these FedEx drivers from getting guns pulled on them. Like, yeah, that's great. send the drone.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Who said they robbing FedEx drivers?
Dude, no, like so. At least for a couple of weeks, there's a few black FedEx drivers that got like guns pulled on them while they're delivering packages because they look suspicious, like in their FedEx shirt and their FedEx truck.
That was all Aaron.
And then you got all these Amazon drivers who Amazon with all this money doesn't give their people uniforms.
No,
they got to buy their own little
driving around the Hertz vans.
That's right. Ice-T almost shot one. Remember he said he tweeted at Jeff Bezos and said, "Get your workers some uniforms. You almost got one of them shot."
They got to buy their Amazon Basics polo shirt.
Right. So
if you're an employee, you get a staff discount.
I bet you Amazon tell their employees, "Hey man, when you start driving for us, just go ahead and go on Amazon.com and buy a UPS shirt to wear while you're delivering packages."
Then there's the dude that dressed up as the FedEx driver and then shot up the family of that federal judge.
Yeah.
That guy, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about
that. That was some fucked up, weird, crazy stuff.
Apparently,
mafiosos.
No, that's some conspiracy brother type shit because she was handling the Ghislaine Maxwell case or something like that.
Yeah.
That's where they show their ass right there. I'm like, dude, y'all gotta send some poison like the Russians do.
Yeah. You mean like Putin do?
Yeah. Yeah. He put some poison in your tea on your old flight home. That's the speculation. Yeah. So Aaron, Amazon drones, good or bad?
You know what? I'm gonna say bad because if a human person like the FedEx driver that brought me my package last week, who talked to me the whole time, this and that, I'm waiting for a package. Tell him I'm waiting for a package. He's like, "Oh, I'm delivering next door," and then tends as I walk down the street with my dog to just throw my package in front of the door of my house and leave. and I'm like, man, the motherfucker could have got stolen. You don't leave the package at the front door. I just talked to you. And he's like, "No, I'm delivering for the one next door." I turn my back and lick my package on the ground. So I'm gonna say bad because if a human can't do that, then what the hell the drone gonna do? Drop shit on my roof?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Aaron, that's what you. the supply drop.
Exactly.
Hey, you need $10,000 for this drop. Aaron, that's
It's
what
gonna get stolen every week.
I really fail to see like how it saves time for like packages to get dropped off, especially like in a city where we live in. They going up the hill, they go down the hill, they drop it off at the door, they knock on the door, whatever they got to do. I don't see how a drone fits into all that without getting damaged or getting caught in some tree line or some or some telephone pole.
It can only drop off a package at a time or a few packages at a time. Ain't like
it's all bullshit. It's all lies, bullshit. This is to make money for the few at the top. Obviously, the more they can automate society, eliminate workers, they make more money, and they'll sell you all this stuff about convenience. But A, it's not going to work, and B, people don't even really care. You don't care any different. We don't want it.
It's neighborhood surveillance. That's what I just realized. Like there's one of cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
To see what everyone's doing.
Just be careful with this because you smoke too much, it's gonna have you all paranoid and shit. Takes a while to build up a tolerance like mine. What? Did you hear that? Shh, shh. Hey, y'all, you hear something? Shh. Quiet. Shh. There it goes again.
Garrett just loving this.
I like Brandon get on Conspiracy Brother train. There you go. I'm going to say it's bad because it's going to eliminate jobs from an already bad place to work for the most part, but it's still eliminating jobs. And my other thing is, don't you got to be like kind of like trained on how to fly the motherfuckers? Because you fuck that shit up. Like you crash it in the road, you know what I'm saying? Or you get it caught in telephone wires or, you know.
You forget to charge it or something like that? Like, oh, it just
man.
Jared, do you think you see Rayon got in an accident in front of the school with the Amazon driver that they contracted out to that didn't have a horn on his truck? He's like, man, you didn't hear me yelling out the window? Because Rayon didn't see him, was backing out. And he's like, you didn't hear me yelling? Dude, they got insurance. The insurance paid Rayon nice and quick. They got insurance. They got all that. You think they're going to train somebody to fly a drone? They're going to get whoever was playing Call of Duty, Black Ops, the future one, where they were flying a drone in that. Hey, man, you played that? Then you good to go. Let's go.
Seeing that.
You cool with $8 an hour?
Right.
Let's do this. That's the question. Not are you experienced to fly a drone? Are you cool with getting paid $8 an hour?
Now, seriously, it's going to be all autonomy.
Exactly. It's going to be automated.
Shit,
that's even worse.
Special segment. Todd is here as our baseball expert. He's like our Buster Olney. What's his name, Aaron?
Buster Olney. I said that on purpose that way.
All right, what's his real name, Aaron? What's his real name?
Buster Olney. You can't say it and then ask me to say it. You can hit the first name.
I said it correctly right before you, just to see if you was going to say it.
I had to say it the way I normally say it, just so you can look good. I didn't want to make you look bad. I could have said it right to make you look bad. You should have just said, what's his name? Buster what, Aaron? You could have went there. And don't say the wrong name. I'm not that ignorant. You playing me like I'm that ignorant. Like I can hear some shit and can't repeat it. Fucking parents could do that, Jared.
Hold on, does Aaron have trouble?
He does.
I would think you would go with Tim Kirchin. I feel like that would be
Kirchin is a horrible way of spelling it, but you can pronounce it.
Aaron can say Tim Kirchin properly. Buster Olney is the one he struggles with. Anyways. Pal is our Tim Kirchin, and Todd is our Buster Olney of the podcast. And Todd is here this week to present us with our latest installment of Black People Saving Baseball. Todd, can you tell us about black people saving baseball this week?
Yeah, when you brought this up to me earlier, I did a little research for you, Jarrett. Which direction do you want me to go? I got some hot players this week, and I also got some just rookies, people that are been balling all season. That
Pal mainly focused on the White Sox and Tatis Jr. last time. So any other rookies? Yeah,
Luis Robert.
Yeah, right. Luis Robert.
So want to give a shout out to Marcell Ozuna this week. He's just destroying the ball. He's got 9 runs, 5 home runs, 15 RBIs, and batting .485 this week. Marcell Ozuna on the Braves. I know you texted me about your boy Acuna coming off the IL and immediately hitting 3 home runs in his first game back, followed up by 1 home run the day after that. So he's
Wait, he didn't hit 3 home runs that day, did he? I thought he hit 2. It was a double header. It was a double header. He hit 2 in the first one and 1 in the second one.
3 in a day. 3 in a day.
Yeah, 3 in a day.
It was a double header. We have, speaking of Luis Robert, as we like to say, 2 stolen bases today, which no one's stealing anymore, but you got yourself 2 stolen bases today. And then a couple young guys. We got Cabrian Hayes, 23-year-old rookie on the Pirates. He went 2 for 5, 3 runs and a home run with 2 RBIs in his first professional game. And then, as I've talked to you several times about, 2 young, hot arms, Tristan McKenzie on Cleveland and Sixto Sanchez, who actually he was a former Phillies prospect that got sent over to Miami in the Real Muto trade. Both those guys have had 3 starts each. McKenzie in 14 innings, 19 Ks. I sent you the highlights from his first game where he struck out 10, including one of his heroes, Miguel Cabrera. I think that was his first major league strikeout, Miguel Cabrera. And he's got 2 wins.
Oh yeah, Miguel Cabrera was
1.69 ERA and a 70.75.
Isn't he like 6'10"?
He's tall. He's tall.
He got like a 7-foot wingspan. Yeah,
he's like 170 pounds and like well over 6 feet. And then Sixto Sanchez just turned 22, and he's got in 3 starts, 19 Ks and 19 innings. 2.37 ERA and a 1.00 WHIP, and really helping me out in my fantasy league.
There you go. All right.
It's funny that Jared keep calling this segment Black People Say Baseball, and I got these brothers on my fantasy team, and they got less hits than Alfredo Griffin. Brothers say, I have nothing but brother. I had to cut 3 of them so far, man. They got nothing. It made me almost turn into Ty Cobb with I started becoming a racist about these brothers don't get no hits. Then they get on base. I watch a game where like they going to get some bad pitching. They on base, and I'm like, all I heard about is this brother Speed. Fools can't get a stolen base if they like to pin it on it, getting caught and everything. Jared telling me brothers saving baseball, and I got these brothers ain't getting nothing.
You're in 14th place right now.
I'm in 14 out of 14.
Yeah, and that nigga owe me $5.
Well, yeah, the NFL season starting this week. Who cares?
How about you guys do some, Jared? How about you guys do some over/under, some odds on records or something? So put some stuff down so we can look back at it after the end of the season, see how wrong you were.
You know, I'm glad you said that, Todd. And you know what else, Todd? He's over here talking about who cares, and this is the same guy who yells Cowboys all the time. So like,
yeah, it means
you can't half-ass. To be honest, I think they are one of my overwhelming Super Bowl favorites this year.
He's been saying that for the last 4 years. I need you to stop saying that. Stop saying that. You jinxing my team.
This year, I mean it. This year, they got the offense, man. I think the Saints might win it, and the Cowboys, they all got their thing with the NFL. They all got chances.
It's got the Cowboys over under 9.5. What are you guys taking?
I'll take that. That's a good deal. That's right. That's the best. Is that the best odds?
You take the over?
Is that the best odds? The third best odds? I don't know how to gamble well, so I don't know how to take.
No, 9.5 games. Are they going to win more than 9 games or less than 9 games?
Oh, that's what it is.
For wins.
See, I just thought that was 9-1 odds that they had a chance to win the Super Bowl. I'll take the over easily. Over easily. Easily. It's a 12-win team. That's a 12-win team.
I'm gonna tell you this about the Cowboys. The biggest thing they did was bring in Mike Nolan to be their D coordinator.
Biggest thing they did was got rid of Jason Garrett.
That too. They got Mike Nolan and Jim Thomas Sula to be their D-line coach, who's just like, bludgeon them, Mike. Bludgeon them.
Head coaching experience.
Yeah. He was bad head coach. Ron Jeremy's cousin was not a good head coach. But I will say this. Mike Nolan and the way he runs the defense, not the best head coach, decent head coach, mediocre, but the way he runs his defense and organizes his defense, kind of that hybrid of 3-4 and 4-3 and mixing and matching and getting athletes and certain specialists on the field at different times. I feel good about that with some of the edge rushers that they have, they're going to be able to potentially create better pressure than Rob Marinelli's like vanilla ass. Although good, Rob Marinelli had a very basic defense formulas of the Tampa 2, but the Tampa 2 is all predicated on having a generational defensive tackle wrecking house. And like when you have two defensive tackles that are excellent,
or you got a Simeon Rice in Tampa Bay,
Simeon Rice with paired with Warren Sapp, like then you can dominate that defense because
you need pass rush.
Yeah, you can have Rondé Barber and his mediocre skill set to just be like, I'm smart, but I got a mediocre skill set. But he was smart. and he knew how to play that scheme.
You can have a mediocre pass defender like John Lynch.
No, but I think that system also produces like sack masters, right? Because like you don't really have to necessarily think about things you have to do in a 3-4 defense or in a 46 or something like that, where you could really just say, I'm gonna attack the passer right now. My DBs are looking for the run first. My DBs are not gonna like bail out and go man to man. Like I need to be able, like I don't have to worry about the perimeter as much. And you can just pin your ear back and I'm gonna try to go get this quarterback right now.
Yeah, you got a point with that, Brandon. You got a point with that. I can give you that.
So I think part of the Tampa 2 is to really produce those sort of players. If you already have that skill set, like you're going to flourish. But at the same time, I think.
But did you see the Tampa 2 in Dallas though, Brandon? It didn't produce no pass rush.
You want to know why? You want to know why? Is because they didn't have the requisite talent level to be able to like, hey, I can run this. I heard 3 techniques said so many times. We got him playing 3 technique, and he's going to shoot that gap and press that pocket. And I was like, well, that's great if he was good enough to do it, but he's not Warren Sapp. He's not Tommy Harris in his prime with the other dude he had paired up with Chicago, where they were able to maintain that front and push that front. Like, they didn't have that talent. And another thing that's crazy was Rod Marinelli's like, give me whoever. I don't need anybody. I'll sign guys off the street. Nick Hayden, never heard of him, but he's going to try really hard, even though he's not good at all. So you have these mediocre guys who are mid to late round picks or journeymen that weren't like, it was like, oh, he's a bad scheme fit somewhere else. No, they just weren't that talented to play that 3 technique that they keep touting of being like, that's the dude who's going to wreck house for you and put pressure on the quarterback. You don't have a guy who can do that, then you can't sit here and continue to run the same vanilla scheme when now all of a sudden the quarterback has time to let his receivers get into his routes and his second, third, fourth options now become available. And all of a sudden your corners who are decent, the Cowboys have a decent secondary, but they can't guard that long. And the quarterbacks aren't being pressured to the point where they're worried about it. Like all they had to worry about last year was Robert Quinn come out that edge, step forward in the pocket because the pocket's not getting pushed. Robert Quinn is not much of a factor now. Only time he was a factor was when they had big leads and they knew they had to pass, and he was able to just rear back and get some sacks here and there. Yeah, shout out to Mike Nolan. I hope you do your job real good. Yeah.
Just to let you know, Jared, it does sound like you care.
I don't care. I hate it all.
That's enough Cowboys talk.
Shout out to the Cowboys sponsorship.
Aaron, what do you guys think some other contenders are this year?
I think the Saints are still a contender. I think they're on their last round. I believe this is going to be Drew Brees' last year. Saints is my big contender in the South. Cowboys in the East. The Central will be whacked, so Green Bay will probably still have a playoff team, but I don't think they're a contender. San Francisco and Seattle. I think it's going to look pretty similar to last year, but with the Cowboys kind of overruling. Cowboys and Philly right there. I forgot we got the extra seed now. We got the 7th seed. I forgot all about that.
I didn't know that was this year.
That's this year, man. 7th seed, man. We got to let a mediocre team in. They got to win a record, but still mediocre. I feel like just that's going to be like 3 NFC West teams in the playoffs because of that.
No, it's got those. You pretty much picked all the highest win totals in these over-unders. Yeah, it has the Saints at 10.5 over-under.
Mm-hmm.
Niners 10.5, Seattle 9.5, Green Bay 9.5.
Those are good betting odds, man, because I think all those teams are definitely going to win over 10 games. That's why they threw that half in there.
Really, really good teams always. Mm-hmm. Sometimes, they all the time don't win a lot of games. Like people here, like I think the Jaguars are they have 4.5. I think that's the worst on this site.
The Jaguars are terrible. They keep cutting all their first-round picks. They're trading them.
Dude, they have all the Pro Bowlers from that defense from 3 years ago that when they made whenever they made the AFC Championship game,
all gone.
Are gone. There's not one Pro Bowler that they just got rid of the last one 2 weeks ago. Traded them 2 weeks ago.
I think the Saints are going to actually not do as well as people think. I think their offense is going to carry them this year. The defense stepped up last year, and everyone's like how surprised how good the D was. But as you saw as the season wore on, that D started to, struggle a little bit more and wasn't as impactful as it had been throughout the first 2/3 of the season, 3/4 of the season. And I think that's a hard level to maintain. And I have a feeling that their D is going to regress this season, and it's going to be a lot more pressure. Especially since they're not going to have those 8 games in that dome with that normal sound that the dome has. And they're going to pump in sound, but that the Superdome is one of the few places in the NFL where you have a very distinguished and discernible home field advantage that I don't think they're going to be able to replicate now.
What do you think Tampa Bay is going to do, Jared?
Tampa Bay is going to be 6-9.
Pedro, what's your Tampa Bay prediction?
Tampa Bay is going to be 11-5 or 12-4.
6-10. Sorry,
Wow.
7-9 or 6-10. Sorry about that. My math's bad.
Todd?
I want Tom Brady just to lose every single game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say.
I do too, Todd.
I'm gonna say 4-12. I agree.
I'm gonna say 8-8 or 9. I'm gonna say 9-7. Probably 9-7.
Yeah, you're right.
And
on
don't make the playoffs.
They're a 9.5 win over under.
Because
I think Tom Brady's mind gets you to playoffs.
I mean, they got talent. They got talent. They had talent last year, but
that's what I'm saying. His mind. They would have made the playoffs if Jameis Winston went out there stealing crab legs last year.
I mean, but look, Jameis Winston's throwing picks, but Jameis Winston wasn't playing defense, right? There were games where, now, of course, some of it was Jameis Winston giving up points, but they were still giving up 30 points as a defense.
They was giving 30 points as a defense after Jameis Winston was throwing that interceptions, man. He was giving everybody second chances.
Yeah, he's giving them good field position. I do agree. I think, honestly, I hope that they go like 6-10. 7-9 to where it's like Tom Brady gets to see what it's like not playing with the allowed cheating that they have in New England and Belichick and his whole like his little cult that he has going on up there. But I think the offense will still work for them, and I think Brady's still has enough arm talent. But I don't know in Arian's system, which is more of a vertical passing game, if that's going to help or cause some struggles in the adaptation of the offense they're running. Plus, he's just throwing into a bunch of little checkdowns. So, how well
they
are
got
his receivers?
They got Shady McCoy.
Okay, that old motherfucker.
He was deactivated for the Super Bowl. He got a Super Bowl ring, but he was deactivated. He was standing over there in sweats and not hurt.
I am a little bit skeptical. I think that he's also used to throwing those check down short routes, and the receivers he have are big body guys who can go down the field and get it. So he's gonna get some big plays here and there. But then on a lot of those little drives where he likes to dip and dunk, are they gonna want to be running all those little short underneath routes where they just catch it and get down? And are they gonna be taking hits that they might not have taken in the past?
That's the thing you have to understand. Also, when you talk about defense, you also talk about ball control. Brady's going, like you just said, dink and dunking down the field. Defense is going to be getting their rest. He's going to be getting these critical fourth downs. This is something Peyton Manning did when Denver went to the Super Bowl. He couldn't throw the ball down the
Peyton
field.
Manning did that? No, Peyton Manning threw the ball to the other team when Denver went to the Super Bowl. He had 18 interceptions that year and like 12.
It's not 30. He
didn't have double-digit touchdowns, Peyton Manning, that year.
Well, no, the first year they went to the Super Bowl.
Oh, he was throwing that shit all over the field. But yeah, he was throwing shorter passes.
He was throwing shorter passes because he never really had an arm, but he knew how to manage the game. So does Tom Brady. That's one thing you're gonna have with.
I don't know. I'm with Jarrett on this because Arian's offense, even when he was in Pittsburgh, it is about throwing it. Like you're gonna see post routes 15 yards. You're gonna see Tom Brady's gonna be a little uncomfortable, I think. These guys ain't gonna run no dink and dunk routes.
Here's the thing: they're gonna run that stuff like a normal team in the beginning, and they're gonna find out, hey, I ain't got the velocity on that pass, and we're gonna just take from the Bill Belichick playbook.
Ooh, it was reported that Devontae Freeman was visiting the Jaguars.
Oh, well,
because he still isn't signed.
Yeah, he still hasn't stayed healthy for a full season either. He's a good player. He's actually. They had run the ball with him a little bit more in that Super Bowl, they would have won that Super Bowl. Fucking Matt Ryan, dumbass, don't know how to audible into a run play. Want to get sacked 10 yards back and then add a field goal. All you needed was a field goal and the game was over, and you gonna run a goddamn seven-step drop. What the fuck is wrong with you?
That's your boy. That's your boy up there in San Francisco.
Kyle Shanahan called it. He should have. Matt Ryan, if you want to be a real leader, sometimes you gotta say we doing it this way.
Hey, I said that about Russell Wilson throwing that 1 yard pass in the end zone.
Yeah, Russell Wilson was like in his third year, though. He was in his third or fourth year at that point. Third year, maybe.
Aaron cussed me out. It was like, Russell Wilson don't make no mistakes.
Oh, yeah.
He made the right play.
Oh, he said, what about Russell Wilson, Pedro?
When I told you if I got that play from the sideline, to throw the ball at the 1 yard line.
He was in his third. He was in his third year.
Yeah, and I would have checked out of that shit so fast.
I would have been like, beast mode. We gonna hand the ball off to you, bro. Let's just win this game.
Yeah, just whisper. Yeah, that's game right there.
He was in his third year. He was in his third year. He wasn't Peyton Manning, or Tom Brady, or Drew Brees yet. Those who's didn't do it early in their career either. Problem is, it just didn't cost them a Super Bowl.
Tom Brady did not throw a 1 yard slant route on the goal line when you had a running back who they couldn't stop from running 1 yard.
Well, they knew that he had better coaching. He had smarter coaching.
That was just the stupidest thing I've seen in a long time.
That was the silliest thing I've ever seen in my life. I was so pissed off.
Yeah,
I was listening to it driving through Moab, and I was
it
like,
was
damn.
that Super Bowl, and then it was the Super Bowl against Atlanta, and everyone's like, Tom Brady's the GOAT because he got bailed out by stupid play calling. I'm like, no! Cutty Corner Shoutouts. Cutty Corner Shoutouts. Cutty Corner Shoutouts is our segment that we end the show with, where you get a chance to rant, complain about something that is pissing you off or not living up to its end of the bargain. Or you can shout out something positive if you want to shed light on a positive thing going on in the world. Cutty Corner Shoutouts. Cutty Corner Shoutouts.
It's time.
We're burning now.
God, if you listen, help!
So cold and bleeding now, now, now.
I'm in for this, man.
Gonna let you down.
He had sex with my mama.
We're broken people now.
I just said I need a
Aaron, do you have a Cutty Corner shout out?
Yeah, that's funny. My Cutty Corner shout out this week goes out to the campers that are at Shaver Lake. Shaver Lake is in the Sierra National Forest, south of Yosemite. I understand it's Labor Day weekend. It's like, you know what? Traditionally, we always, as families, as friends, as different things, we went out. We had this is our first 3-day weekend after school starts back, after everything else starts back, work and waking up early and getting kids ready for school and all that. You go out for Labor Day weekend and usually, look, my dad's birthday is usually Labor Day weekend. And my sister for years would force me to go, not force me, but ask me to go with her down to LA. And this was one of those things you do. But this year with COVID and everything else going on, it wasn't the best decision. For some reason, a whole bunch of people figure, hey, I'm going to go to the Shaver Lake in Sierra National Forest and camp out. Let's not forget, COVID isn't the biggest issue right now in California. It's wildfires. So they decided to go, and they had to get military airlifted out of there. Other campers smelt the smoke, said, you know what, this shit might be closer than I thought. So they drove. But 200 and something people decided, I think we're okay. When they interviewed them afterwards, they said, oh, man, it just snuck up on us. Oh, we were surprised. How did hundreds of campers leave, and then yet you had to be airlifted? Like, at what point in your head did it have to take? Did you have to see the fire before you believed it was there? Did you have to feel it before you believed it was there? I understand it did move swift. It did move fast. But I tell you what, unless it's 100% containment, my mindset is that it's going to get to me no matter where I'm at. I could be in Point Reyes. Point Reyes is on fire. Let me change that. I could be in Tilden National Park. If I start selling smoke coming from Point Reyes, I still think it might get to me somehow across the bay. And I'm getting the hell out of there at that point. And these people sat there, had to be military airlifted in Chinooks and everything to get out of there. So that's my Cutty Corner shout out. It goes out to people who went camping this weekend, people who don't believe, with COVID, with the fires, the battle of racism, everything is about us looking out for each other. Make good decisions and look out for each other. We wear masks to protect each other. We give public warnings and statements to protect each other. Don't put other people's life in danger because you really felt the need to return back to some normal and go out camping in the middle of some national forest when now is not the time.
It's one thing if you want to go out in a remote area with people that are in your bubble. It's another thing if that is surrounded by fire.
Maybe that's how fire killed COVID.
Pedro, do you have a Cutty Corner shout out?
I do. It's a little bit of a combination. I want to give a Cutty Corner shout out to people that drive slow and also people that drive at night because there's less traffic. If you drive at night, it's less traffic, and you're afraid of the busyness of the highway. You know what you shouldn't be doing? Driving at night. Because you can't see, you old, you're nervous, and you're the causes of all the accidents at night. You drive too slow. Now, this goes for daytime and nighttime drivers. If you have a camper that's actually bigger than your tow vehicle, you shouldn't have a camper. You guys that can't see at night, also hitting the fog lines, high beams on, blinding everybody else on oncoming traffic, causing accidents going the other way. So my Cutty Corner shout out goes to travelers that drive too slow or don't know how to properly pull their equipment on busy highways.
Get a life, motherfuckers. You and Subaru drivers.
Thank you. Stay at home. COVID, nigga.
Todd, do you have a Cutty Corner shout out?
Maybe I'll stick with the California theme that Aaron brought up, and just the heat, man. It should not be, I'm looking at my phone, it should not be 97 degrees in Berkeley right now. I know Pedro's probably rolling his eyes.
Oh, no, I got central air.
Yeah, okay. We're not equipped for that out here right now. Plus, we got lucky. My sister gave us a little wall mount air conditioning, but we haven't really been running it because the air quality is crazy, so bad right now. It's 150 something on the air. So if we just run the AC, our house starts smelling like the fires. So we're just melting inside.
That heat hot. My Cutty Corner shout out goes out to Death. In the last week and a half, we've been hit with a lot of prominent African-American people passing away, people who have been pillars of, Black excellence, whether it's in the, celebrity performance realm or athletics realm. So I just want to give a shout out and send much love to the family and the memory of King T'Challa, Chadwick Boseman, John Thompson, and today Lou Brock passed away. So a lot of Black excellence passing away.
Is that why Lou Brock is like the baseball channel keeps showing him? I got my TV muted.
Yeah,
I'm like, showing Lou Brock?
Yeah, he died. Lou Brock passed away. So, so it's been a rough week in that regard. So my Cutty Corner shout out goes out to Death. Granted, it's all something that we got to deal with, and our time will come. It's just sad to see, at least with Chadwick Boseman, his time come so early. And John Thompson and Lou Brock live good lives, but they were also icons of their time, icons of their craft, and they will be remembered. So shout out to them. Sponsorship. Come on our show. We got some necromancers coming on in a couple weeks, so maybe we can.
Can I get a Cutty Corner shout out to Allen Iverson for John Thompson had 100% graduation rate at Georgetown without players taking bullshit classes. Without players taking bullshit classes, he had 100% graduation rate until the one person that no one would give a chance to, that he gave a chance to, signed him while he was to a scholarship when he first got out of jail and left early.
Yeah.
So Cutty Corner shout out Allen Iverson. You could have stuck it out 2 more years. I understand you had billions to make and all that, but I felt like that was a bigger thing.
Shout out to Allen Iverson. Come on our show. Sponsorship. Let's talk about your Puerto Rican days. When he played in the Puerto Rican Basketball League.
Did he actually show up to the games?
No, who was it? I don't know if he showed up to games. It's him, and was it who's another dude? It was your boy Anton Walker was playing in the Puerto Rican League or something like that. Making no money.
Damn.
My second Cutty Corner shout out goes out to the Versus Battle. I'm tired of these Versus battles, filling up my timeline with mediocre artists trying to re-sing their old songs. This past week we saw Monica and Monifa battle it out.
Monifa ain't even got enough songs to sing.
I mean, not Monifa, Moesha.
You did on purpose.
Do you really want it? Do you really want it? This would be
say she only got 2 songs to sing. She got a bunch of remixes of those 2 songs.
Nah, shout out to Monica and Brandy. My real Cutty Corner shout out goes out to Brandy for trying to sing A Change Gonna Come during the interlude. Apparently she was saying a lot of poetry too, but what really caught me was when I saw a clip of her trying to sing A Change Gonna Come. She gonna start the song in the middle of the motherfucking song. She gonna sing it poorly. She gonna ask Monica, if you from the church, come on, sing it with me. Come on. And Monica was sitting there like, ooh, change gonna come. And then she's sitting there really trying to sing it a cappella. And I'm like, girl, you ain't.
She didn't have the pipes. Moesha never had the pipes.
Moesha, you can't sing it. Don't try and sing Sam Cooke, Change Gonna Come. Pissed me off. Ruined the song for me. I was disappointed and frustrated that she was doing that. And she kept singing it too. Like you thought she was singing a verse, and then Monica looked like she was ready for her to stop so they can move on. And then she went on to the next verse and trying to sing the next verse. And it was just like she couldn't hit the note. She couldn't hold the note the same way. Like when somebody sings it great and somebody does it great, okay, your rendition, although it might be entertaining or might sound decent, if it don't even come close to the greatness that originally was at, just don't even do it. Just say, hey, shout out sponsorship. That's what I do. That's what I do when I know I can't be great like somebody else. Shout out sponsorship.
It's making money for the artists. The artists are getting a lot of upticks at the verse.
The other thing is I've seen a bunch of Ciroc bottles, or there's a display table between the two of them with a bunch of alcohol bottles. I'm like, nigga, please. I'm like, what y'all gonna be over here just like, hey, man, we doing this for the people. Hey, make sure you drink these booze, though, while we sit here and sing this shitty music. Like, fuck that.
Are they making money off of how are they making money? Because they
got sponsorship. They definitely got sponsorship. They got a table full of Ciroc bottles laying between them. I'm like, this is some bullshit.
Money. They ain't making a lot of money. They paying mortgages with that money though.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out sponsorship, Ciroc. We're going to sponsor this show.
Yeah, we'll put you prominently in the middle of our.
We'll put a bunch of bottles in Pedro's truck when he's driving on the dashboard.
Pedro will start drinking those instead of his Diet Dr. Peppers.
Give me some of that Diet Ciroc. That less calories.
Yeah, the Diet Ciroc pepper. Well, that is our show, my friends. That is our show. Any final words you guys like to say before we head on out?
I had my first White Claw yesterday. I had my first White Claw. I took 2 of them from Jarrett's cooler. So I'm drinking the other 2 right now. They're really light. You can't really get white girl wasted off of it, but I've heard the term before. I've never been white girl wasted. I think that's the only way you're gonna get wasted off a White Claw. You gotta be nothing in your stomach. They are kind of very on the light side, but it's not bad. It's not bad. I'm gonna have to sneak in there and go to Target like early in the morning and first gun because I don't want nobody to see me walking out with a case of White Claw. Sneak out and keep my reputation intact.
No, you should be like, I'm getting these from my beautiful white girlfriend.
Come on.
Just everybody have a safe weekend. I know y'all not gonna social distance. I hope that y'all gonna still be out there barbecuing, acting like everything normal. And I know you Oakland folks, y'all be out there looking like an Atlanta party.
I'm barbecuing at the George Foreman grill inside the house.
No, y'all be outside with the charcoal, 30-inch rims on the ride, smoking and drinking and acting out. Girls twerking on the hood. I know what y'all be doing. But everybody be safe this weekend. And also, women, if you don't feel beautiful, just get down to 250 pounds, and I will call you good.
Todd, any final words?
Go Ace. Let's go. Playoff push.
Yeah, I seen Ace balling. I was waiting for my battery yesterday. Ace, they stole the base. He had a base hit, a stolen base, and a home run in the same inning. Just that quick.
They did more in that one inning than all the brothers did on my fantasy team this year.
All right. Well, thank you for listening to our show. We hope you have a blessed week and weekend, and y'all stay safe out there. Stay healthy. And please keep tapping in with us and send us out to any friends that you think might like our style. We are trying to grow this thing, and we'd love to have more people tuning in. And make sure you email the show or message us on our social media if you have any things you want us to talk about. And keep an eye out for our Patreon coming in season 5. Aside from that, we will leave you with this.
I got it. Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Girl, would you like to come back with Rob to America? America. Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Girl, would you like to come back with Rob to America? America. America. Beautiful. Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Who wants to come back with us?
also think it's ironic that, and Todd, I love you. Jared starts his segment called Brothers in Baseball, but he never asks my opinion or Brandon's opinion or anything that Aaron wants to say about it. He's like, let's get Pablo and Todd to talk about brothers. you two shut the fuck up for 30 minutes, all right? All three of y'all shut the fuck up. All right, cool, right on.
Listen here. Listen here, Kimbo Half Pie. I am over here trying to have an appropriation of whiteness to explain the greatness of blackness.
You know how this works,
I know how this works. Exactly. I know how this works. It's all good.
Todd, are there any other players?
Y'all better shout out Roberto Clemente, man.
Shout out to
always. Aaron, your team is doing terrible today. You do have a lot of white players on your team now.
According to Jarrett, that's probably the reason I'm doing bad. Even though if you look, they all got zeros next to their name.
Cracker ass cracker.
You got Josh Hader on there too.
Saltine ass motherfucker.
Yeah, Aaron has a almost completely white team.
All beautiful.
That's because I had to cut the brothers, Todd. I had them. They weren't doing no stats, man. I had to cut them. Taking up roster spots.
Man.
Did your brother ever go to a snake draft where I could feel like we could all have a chance?
No, probably not. He likes the auction draft because the chaos ensues.
I think he likes it's not really chaos. It's just more or less time ensues.
Well, let me just tell you, there is this beautiful white man named Jock Peterson. Jock Ray Peterson.
Cracker ass cracker.
And went for like $200.
He went for like $75 his rookie year because he had a hot spring training, and everyone's like, he's their top prospect, just home runs and hit jacks. And so he was like one of my pseudo sleepers. A few people knew about him. And so I got in a bidding war with this one guy, and he ended up going for more than Miguel Cabrera when Miguel Cabrera was still good. He went for more than like Mike Trout, or Mike Trout might have gone for more. They might have like the one player that went for more than him. But basically, he went for like $75 because I was not trying to let him go. And then I eventually let him go once it got past $74. That was my final bid. I put $74 down on him, and the dude put 75 or 76 on him. And so he ended up having him for the rest of that season. So it is what it is.
What year was that? Like 2016 or something?
Yeah, like 2016 or something like that. So that was a crazy exchange. But yeah, man, thank you, Todd, for highlighting black players saving baseball. All right.
Thanks for having me on, or inviting me like 2 hours before. I
tell you to say that. I tell you what you got to cover 2 hours.